to Chapter 2 Club's Smart Woman's Guide to Breakups and Everything After. Today I'm here with Dr. Lynn Saladino, clinical psychologist, and we're going to be talking about separating during the pandemic. Hi Lynn, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So let's talk about people wanting to separate during the pandemic.
Absolutely. There's been so many new things that have been coming up regarding separating at this time, which have been completely unique. So a lot of different things considering how to take care of yourself, finances, childcare, planning for the future, which we're all, I think, a little bit uncertain about.
Yeah.
There've just been so many things that I think are unique to this time that people are trying to manage.
Yeah, it's really stressful for a lot of people. What are some tips do you think might be able to provide our viewers on, wanting to separate during this time? What things should they think about, or how can they manage and cope?
Yeah, well, there's so many categories to this one, but one of the pieces I think about is how to take care of yourself at a time where our resources for taking care of ourselves are so much more limited. I think we often think about, I'm going to go to a yoga class, I'm going to go on a big trip, I'm going to see my girlfriends and go for happy hour and go on new dates. And I think many of us, even hearing that list, are like, well, I can't do any of those. So one of the things I usually think about is really trying to get ahead of it. You'll be making tons of decisions during a breakup. So deciding what to do to care for yourself can feel overwhelming. So I would say to make a list in advance of things that you can do at this time, whether that's projects, who are the people you're going to call? Where do you think you may be able to go for maybe a little getaway to make sure you're not in your bubble for too long? Whatever, of course, within safe proximity. But that way you'll have that list ready and you'll be able to pull on it when you need it, rather than when you're already feeling overwhelmed and need that break and you don't want to have to come up with it then.
Yes, I love lists.
I love lists too.
Yeah,
they help me with everything.
I can't live without my list. If I don't have my list, I don't know what I'm doing today.
Yes, no, me neither. But I think when we're overwhelmed, it's hard to think. So sometimes getting ahead of it in that list, we love those lists because they help us.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea, because there is a lot going on, especially with people who might have kids and jobs, and there's so many things to think about. So really breaking out into different segments of things that can help you, where you can go for support, and kind of making a map plan.
Right. Well, right now too, people, as they get out of relationships, you're building a new sense of who you are. And we're trying to build that within sort of a strange world. So it's sort of a difficult thing because you're trying to re-identify these things, again, during a time when resources are different and finances are different and worries are different. So that can be challenging. So when you have a little bit of things to make you feel better, it can help.
Yeah. What are some things that you might tell some of your clients to do, to write down on that list, I guess?
Sure. Well, I usually start with the day-to-day self-care, especially when we're in a high stress state. Often our body does not want to do any of that stuff. So if you're having trouble being motivated, that is completely normal. Essentially, your whole system thinks it needs to be on the lookout for danger, because basically your life is probably very, very different. It might be scary. But remember, it's trying to protect you, but you may not need to do all of that at that time. So I would say to look at what you can commit to on a daily basis, whether that is a fitness routine, maybe a little bit of meditation in whatever form that takes, which I can always review with people later. Looking at, how do I get enough social contact during the week, and who are the people I may be able to connect to? So I would start with that daily, maybe weekly list of, okay, what are the things to just take care of myself a little bit extra right now?
Right. So start small.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Picking just one or two things you can kind of accomplish in the day.
Yes.
Yeah. I tend to feel overwhelmed every day, but yeah. When I look at my list and I can see, okay, what's the priority, kind of maybe numbering them even like 1, 2, and 3. and just targeting, just one thing at a time, and then just giving yourself permission just to accept that one thing and be happy and proud that you've done the one thing and not like beat yourself up over not having finished everything else.
Completely. And especially when we're working with a short amount of time, for people who have kids, it may be, really, really tough because you have such a busy schedule. A lot of people have busy schedules, whether they have kids or not, but, we have to work with whichever set of reality you have right now. So we got to look at the resources, look at the time, and then find things that fit into your life.
Great. Thank you. This is very, very helpful. And we appreciate all you viewers out there paying attention to us. And if you want to find out more information, check out our website. We have some upcoming workshops at chatbychiclub.com. Thank you so much, Dr. Saladino.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you next time.